Hey, Tanner James, DJ TJ, coming back at you with the Peak Period Podcast, episode 19. Hey, if you didn't check out last week's podcast, it's about marketing. It's episode 18. Go check it out. It's pretty cool. It gives you some awesome tips about marketing and that kind of stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Also, we have some awesome DJs who were on the last few podcasts. I give you some sales tips, client requests, clients, multi-ops with DJ Rick Webb, business tips, preferred vendor list from a photographer or a videographer, DJ Lunatico, event prep, website, social media, professionalism, contracts, negotiating. Look, there is a ton of content on here. So I want you, if you haven't checked out those episodes, please go check those out because there is some awesome stuff that will help you grow your business in one way or another, give you advice that, if you listen to it for 30 minutes, you listen to a podcast for 30 minutes and it helps you book one gig, that 30 minutes was definitely worth it, wasn't it? I just read a book. I read a negotiating book and I spent $10 on the book, and because of the book, I was able to negotiate an extra $100 off of it for not doing anything more. I just got $100. We were $100 off. I stayed at where I was, and the other guy came up to me. That $10 book paid off 10x for me, right? So learning and that kind of thing is really important. If you can get another gig because of a 30-minute podcast, that's awesome, right? So learning in this industry is super important. But today I kind of want to talk about why so many DJs fail. And by fail, I mean they don't have as much work as they want. They want to have a full calendar. They want to work 2 times a weekend. They want to work, 3 times a week, 2 times a week. They want to work all during the summer, the busy season. They want to work all the time, and they can. That's one definition of failing. The other one would be not making enough. They're working like crazy, but they can't get over a certain hump. Depending on where you are in the world, when you start out super cheap. You may start off around $100 altogether for a gig, and then you move up to the zone around a few hundred, and then you move up again to around 600, and then you move up to the next step, which is over 1,000. And the over 1,000 is where, everybody really wants to be, but not everybody gets there. Most people get stuck in the $200 to $500 range. And why is that? Why is it that you get stuck there and you can't move up? Because it's not just, your DJ skills. There's more to it. So today I kind of want to go over some things about that. But real quickly, I do want to say I just put out a podcast or a webinar, a DJ webinar that gives you a few tips to grow your business. So if you want to check that out, go to djtjacademy.com/webinar. djtjacademy.com/webinar. I'm promoting it pretty heavily right now because it's super important for DJs to check this out, get 3 tips about, growing your business. How do you book more gigs? How do you make more money? Because that's super important. So, if you had more money, what could you do? You could take more time off, right? You could go on a nice vacation. You could give more to your charities, to your church. And that's kind of what the whole goal of working is, right? Is to give back to people, to enjoy the money that you make. And so, so many DJs work so hard. There are talented DJs that work hard that aren't successful and that don't have the number of gigs, the amount of money that they would like to have. So I want to give back. I want to help you guys do that. So check out that podcast or that webinar, djtjacademy.com/webinar. It's 40 minutes and you can check out some awesome stuff in there. Use it, implement it today to start booking more gigs, making more money. So first of all, I want to talk about why some DJs succeed and why some don't. Why is it that the best DJs out there, the most talented DJs, the DJs that know how to read crowds, the DJs that know how to mix music, why is it that they are not always the ones that have full calendars, right? We see the talented people out on the streets in, wherever. I was just in Las Vegas and there were some talented musicians out there, some playing the saxophone, some playing, doing those drum things, whatever they're called. And they're talented. They have some serious talent. Why is it that they are not the ones that are successful? Why is it that they are not the ones that are out in the world? They're more talented than the people, at the top. Why? Why is that? I like to look at who was that lady on The Voice? yeah, American Idol. It was the opera singer. She was extremely talented, but quite frankly, she was not the most attractive person. Why is it that she was more talented than like anybody else in the whole entire industry, but she wasn't successful? Why is that? And so I just sent out an email recently to my email subscriber list, and I said, hey, look at rappers, because I think this is a great example of it. Why is it that some rappers are like 50 Cent? Take 50 Cent. Why is it that 50 Cent is extremely successful? He's a multimillionaire. He has all of this stuff going for him. He didn't make his money off of rapping though. That just got him the attention. How he became so successful is because he's a businessman, right? It's not because he is the best rapper out there. It's not because he's this and that. It's because he knows how to run a business, right? So look at any successful rapper and look at the ones that dropped off. I mean, many of the ones that dropped off are not doing big deals. So look at Fetty Wap. I've talked about Fetty Wap. I love Fetty Wap's music. I don't have anything against Fetty Wap, but he's not a businessman. He's not doing business deals. He's not doing that kind of thing. But 50 Cent, he is. He's out there. He has like, what is it? Effin' vodka. I think that's his, right? Effin'. I think that's his vodka. They don't just stop at rapping, and I think that's what many DJs do. They become good at DJing, and they think that their talent is going to take them places, and that simply is not the case. And I wish it was, right? Because there are some super talented DJs out there in the world, but that doesn't mean that they're successful. And so when I figured this out, it really kind of helped me put everything into perspective, because I think, well, if I practice more, I'm going to book more gigs, right? If I go into when I was starting out, if I go into my room and I start practicing, and I'm a bedroom DJ, and the more I practice, the more successful I'm going to be, right? That makes sense, right? The more I practice, the better I get, the more successful I'm going to be. Turns out that's not true. Why? Why is that not true? Because the world doesn't necessarily care how good of a DJ you are. They care about what you're going to do for them. So it's not about your talent. It's about how you sell yourself. It's about how you get to how you get in front of clients. And so what I realized is that it's about business. If you want to book more gigs, if you want to succeed, if you want to have a full calendar, if you want to make more money to enjoy it with your family, to enjoy weekends off, to give back to your church, to give back to your community, give back to charities. If you want to do that, you have to get out there. You have to get the attention. You have to work. But in order to do that, you got to know how to run a business, because it doesn't matter if you just want to love DJing. If you want to make money at it, you got to work. And so, what a lot of DJs do is they're like, I love DJing. That's what I like to do. Awesome. But, you complain about not having any gear. Any new gear. Why don't you have the new gear? Because you don't make money. It all comes back to this money thing, and it sucks, but that's how it is. So if you want to do it, you have to figure out how to run a business. You got to figure out how to do this whole thing. So running a business is really important. Figuring out how to run it successfully. And look at the rappers. I mean, they are not, most of them don't even graduate high school. So it's not like this. They teach it to you in school, because that's not true. But you got to learn how to run a business. So check out that webinar. I give you some tips about running a successful business and booking more gigs. But, I think that's the main thing, is what DJs do is they don't book these things, and they don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to keep a business successful, right? I think one of the main problems that is kind of happening in the DJ industry is, well, two main problems. One of them is gear, right? And companies that are selling DJ equipment, DJ gear, they don't necessarily care about your business. They want you to grow. They want you to just pay for their gear. Now, long term, they want you to become successful so that you repurchase later. But they want to sell their equipment. So GoDaddy is very interesting. So a lot of businesses fail in the first year, I think, and within 5 years, like 95% of businesses are gone. And so, GoDaddy is very, all they want to do is sell you stuff quickly because they know that most of their clients will not repurchase later. They want to sell it to you and have you go so that, you know what I mean? So they want to, they if you've ever gone to GoDaddy's website, they have some discounts, but what they really want to do is get you on some kind of long-term plan. So they don't allow you to, like, okay, if you want to buy a website, if you want to build your website on GoDaddy, they will sell you 1 month or 12 months. They don't let you do 3 months. They don't let you do 6 months. They don't let you do 9 months. They don't let you do 7 months. They only allow you to do 1 or 12. The reason is because they want to extend that time out. So they'll give you a minor deal on the 12 months, but the idea is that they don't want you going month to month because at month 3, you may decide that this isn't for you, that this business thing isn't for you. But if they have your money for 12 months, then it's good for them, right? They offer no refunds at all for any reason. And so, GoDaddy is really interesting because of that. The DJ gear places do that as well. They don't care about you necessarily, right? They more care about selling their gear. And it kind of, it sucks because, that's just how it is. But, you got to be smart. And so that's why I always talk about being smart with your purchases. So I'll tell you that. One thing that I always do with my business, any business, quite frankly, that I do. So with the training and with the and with my personal DJ business is I will sell before I buy. Okay, so what does that mean? That means I will sell I will sell a thing before I actually go out and buy it. So when I first wanted some trussing, right? The trussing, the aluminum things that go up there, whatever, it's easier if you can just see a picture of it, but DJs use them a lot. I wanted to invest in some trussing, but I didn't have a need for it yet. And so I could buy it and let it sit in my garage. The issue about that is that it sits in my garage, right? It sits in storage, and I don't want that. I want to use it. Sorry, I'm drinking a carbonated drink right now, and it's like I'm burping like crazy. So, I want to use this gear. Well, the issue is that if nobody wants to buy it, I have no need for it, right? And then I just wasted money. And the gear manufacturer doesn't care if I wasted money. They just want their money, and they're going to move on to the next person, right? So it's that kind of issue and thing that's really hard. I think what needs to happen is you need to choose that you're not going to just buy every piece of gear. So, with trussing and wireless microphones and gobo projections and new lighting, I didn't buy it until I had a client ready to pay for it. So a concept I use is sell before you buy. Sell before you buy. And so what it means is I'm going to sell this upgrade to somebody, have money coming in from it before I go out and buy it. Okay, does that make sense? So I am going to go to a client and say, if you want this monogram, it's going to be this much, whatever. And when they're like, yeah, I love that gobo projector. Yeah, I love that monogram. I'd love to get one. How much is it? Awesome. Sounds great. They sign a contract for it that they're going to purchase this upgrade. Then I go out and buy the upgrade. I buy the $400 machine to do it. So when I have money flowing in, I'm going to then go out and do that. Does that make sense? So I am not just, I'm not just buying a bunch of stuff, and that's what a lot of DJs do. They go out, they buy a bunch of gear, and then don't have a need for it because nobody wants it, because nobody, there's no need for it. So sell before you buy is super, super crucial because it ensures that there's a need for it. I learned this after I made a bad purchase once. I wanted a CO2 cannon. And for those of you that know, for those of you that are on my social, I absolutely love my CO2 cannon. But the issue is that it was not used very often for a long time. I bought it a few years back. That's all I wanted. I was probably about a year into DJing. Yeah, I was about a year or two into DJing. Really, really cool effect. If you've never seen it, it's like a fog machine, but it's not fog, it's CO2. And so CO2 is compressed in this canister. So when it becomes decompressed, it creates this like plume, and it's not smoke because it dissipates super quickly. It doesn't set off fire alarms or anything like that. But what happens is that it's cold, when it's becoming decompressed. So when it's cold, it cools off the crowd. It creates this awesome effect. Super cool. But what happens is that I wanted it really bad. And I'm like, I need this. And so I went out and bought it. It was about a $750 investment for the gun and the tank. And what happened was it sat in storage for a long time because nobody wanted it. I was doing, some weddings. I was doing some sweet 16s. I was doing parties, events, 13th birthdays, and I didn't have a need for it. And weddings don't necessarily buy it for the most part. You may get some cool, crazy clients, but it's not the main attraction that they go to. Corporate events don't use it for the most part, unless you have a really cool, young, hip crowd. Most of the time they don't use it. Sweet 16s, it's a really cool upgrade, but it's not very common. So you may get a cool client that is interested, and then you can package it up. But for the most part, it is not used like crazy, and that kind of thing. So the main market is schools for the most part. You can have some other ones, some other side things, but for the most part, that's what it is. Well, I wasn't doing any schools then. So what happened was it literally sat in storage, and I'm like, shoot, it sucks because what are you going to do? I have this thing, it's $700. It's literally sitting in storage. I paid for it with cash, so I wasn't paying interest on it, but it was just sitting there, losing money every single day because the longer you hold on to gear, the longer it depreciates in value. It goes down in value. So you have to think about that when you're doing business stuff. So when you buy a pair of speakers and they're, $800, let's just say, and that $800, when you try and sell it, it's like you get $600 for it. It's going down in value. Every single day that you hold on to gear, it's going down in value. So you don't want to hold on to gear, and you don't want it to just sit in storage. You want to use it or sell it. Okay, so that's kind of one of the business things. So I have this CO2 cannon that's sitting in storage, just doing nothing. Once I started using it, it paid for itself within a few times. But that's the issue, is that it just sucks because it's just sitting there. So that is what a lot of DJs may do. They may go out and buy this, pair of speakers or this thing or a wireless microphone. So I didn't buy a wireless microphone until I needed one, right? I had a wired, it worked fine. Everything was all good. I didn't buy it until I needed it. So that's the thing with this whole thing. You can't just go out and buy gear that you don't need, right? Sell before you buy. That's a really big business concept that I really work by. It is what it is. So then some other ones, you got to market. Why do so many DJs fail? Because they don't know how to market themselves. I talked about marketing in the last podcast. So if you want to go check that one out, you can go do that. Or I have a marketing cheat sheet with 7 tips about marketing yourself as a DJ. You can go check that out. Just go to djtraining.com and you'll see it. But it's very, very important that you are good at marketing. You become a good master marketer, because if you can't market yourself as a DJ, it's going downhill. Some of the DJ names that I see are like, are you serious? This one wasn't even a DJ, but I have this guy trying to do a collaboration with me, and his name is like Poop. I'm not kidding. And I'm like, dude, what? I get the whole standing out thing, but dude, you took that a step too far, come on, my man. So, that kind of thing is important. You got to stand out, but don't be weird and come on, Poop. Come on, my man. But you gotta be smart with your marketing, and you gotta actually, do smart things. Stand out with marketing. Be different. What makes you different from other DJs? Really. Why are you different than DJ, X in the town next to you, or DJ Y in your town? Why? What makes you different? What is different about you that other DJs can't do? What is different about you that, is different? For example, I'm on the younger side of the DJ industry. That makes me stand out. And so a lot of DJs will be like, oh, I'm young, I can't do it. No, dude, you have an awesome advantage that other people don't have. Likewise, older DJs are like, oh no, well, I'm older, I can't do it. No, you have an advantage. You have experience, right? And if you don't have experience, you come off like you have experience, right? You may not actually have the real experience, but but instantly when somebody meets with you, you instantly come off as more experienced. So that's kind of the thing that you need to be smart about, that you need to think about, and to just be smart with what you do. With the marketing, be smart about it. What a lot of DJs do, I'm going to give you a real quick tip with marketing, is they'll boost their post. So what that means is they go on Instagram or Facebook, they do a post, whatever, maybe it's their schedule, maybe it's their, whatever, it doesn't matter. But what they do is they boost their post. And so what that means is, they may spend a few bucks, $5-10 on it and see how it goes. But what they do is basically there's a few different ways to advertise on Facebook. And one of them is like boosting your post. And so it just basically looks at your audience, looks at your current audience, and just pushes it out to people more like them, right? It doesn't really allow you to go in depth and set different parameters and say, I want to market to these people in this town and here. It's just a very cheap way. Now, it could work, but it doesn't work as well as it could work. Okay, so it may work to an extent, but it's not as good as it could be. And Facebook advertising is so in depth now, the way that you can target people. So it's actually pretty amazing what you can do. But if you just do the post boost, it doesn't work as well as it could. So then you're kind of just throwing out money that could be used a lot better. So don't boost your posts. That's not the best way to advertise. There are other ways to do it that allow you to go in. So like, if you're a club DJ, let's say, and this works for wedding DJs as well, just change, the things. But if you're a club DJ, you want to advertise to people who are in your town, right? What clubs are you playing at? If you're playing at clubs in Los Angeles, then market to people in Los Angeles, and market to people who are visiting Los Angeles as well, right? Because maybe they're looking for some fun. So you got to think smart, because there are actually weird things that you can do with the power editor is what it's called on Facebook. You can actually market, you can find people who have checked in this town in the past day. So not like the check-in, like, oh, I've checked in at, this gym, but like if they have opened Facebook in this town today, I want you to market to these people. Now, how can this be beneficial, right? Let's say you are a club DJ, you have this new club starting out. What you can do is you can post a picture of you and, have a little date in the corner. You don't want to put too much text in advertisements. Facebook doesn't like that, but you will put it in there and say like, looking for something fun to do tonight, come out to this club and party with, DJ blank. Right. So, maybe what you would do is say you are in Sacramento. I'll market to people who are in Sacramento that are within the age of, whatever that club is. Maybe it's a 22 to 32 age range, right? I'm going to hit those people. I can target to men and women. And then you'll say, hey, come out to club blank. Now, make sure they're interested in clubs. You can set that as well. Make sure they're interested in the clubs and say, hey, come out to looking to party tonight, or looking for I don't want to say fun time, because that kind of sounds like, adult club kind of thing. But maybe say like, looking to come to the club tonight, come party with DJ TJ at club blank, and whatever. Maybe if there's a deal, put in a deal, free guest list. If you reply to this ad right now, or if you put your name in the comments below, I'll, add you to the guest list, whatever. And then spend $10-20, put that out there and see how it works. And if it works, awesome. Do it again next week. If it doesn't work, edit it, do it again the next week, figure it out. But that kind of thing is what advertising is about. So you need to figure that kind of stuff out for you. Who are you going to try and market to? What's your ideal client? Maybe you want to, I was talking about people visiting. Maybe it's somebody that's coming to town and they're like, hey, I'm seeing my friend Katie. Let's go party tonight. Or you want to market to people that are within the age range of blank to blank. You can target people that like clubs and whatever. So, look at your followers on Instagram, on Facebook, on your friends, that kind of thing. Look at who follows you. Because the truth is that, like on my DJ page, not everybody on there is a club goer. So if I market to the people that are club goers that are on my Instagram, that may not be the best idea because they're not club goers. So now I'm wasting money boosting a post to the same people that don't go to clubs, right? Because Facebook, for the boost post, it just pushes it out to people that are following you or people that are like them. Does that make sense? So it just copies those people, finds people that are like them, pushes it out to them. So you don't want that, right? You want to hit new people. So what you can do is in their interests in Facebook, you go to their interests, you can say, market to people who are club goers, who like clubs, who like going to clubs, who check in at clubs regularly. Bam. Now you just hit them. And why I say post a picture of you is because people want to resonate with somebody. People want to see somebody. And if they feel like they know the DJ at a club, that's really cool, right? They're like, oh man, I know the DJ there. We're going to go party with DJ TJ tonight. It's going to be awesome. That kind of thing. So make sure you do that because that is super, super important. Altogether, I think, marketing is super important. Advertising is super important, but you have to know what you're doing. So go check out that marketing cheat sheet. I give you some awesome tips about that. But, okay, so why do so many DJs fail? Back to the big topic. Why do so many DJs fail? Because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to market. They don't know how to advertise. They don't know how to run a business. They don't know how much they really need to charge for a gig. They don't know how much it costs to get a gig. So that's something that's pretty cool. I'll leave you on this. I'll give you this last piece of information that has helped me a lot. I look at how much it costs me to get a gig. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to do the amount of gigs that you get and subtract out any referrals. Okay, so let's say you do 50 gigs a year and 25% of those are referrals. Okay, so you do, or 25 of those gigs are referrals. So you do 25 events per year that are from people finding you, right? Does that make sense? If half of your work comes from referrals, that means half of your work is from people finding you in one way or another. What you need to do is that's 25, and then you need to look at how much money you're spending in advertising. Okay, so maybe you spend during the whole entire year, let's say you spend $900. Okay, you spend $900 during the whole entire year, a little under $100 a month. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your advertising spend, which is 900, divided by how many gigs you get from that advertising, which would be 25. So that means you spend $36 per gig. It costs you $36 to get a gig. Does that make sense? Okay, so $36 per gig. So when you hear what's your cost to acquire a customer, what is your cost to do that? That's $36. Now, how can that relate to us? That means that if we offer people $25 to get us a gig, it's worth it, right? Because we're saving money then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, as a reward program, as a referral, if you refer my services, I'm going to give you a $25 gift card to Amazon, to Starbucks, to wherever. And they're like, wait, what? I'm going to get money? Like, yeah, if you refer me, I'll give you a $25 gift card. And they're like, dude, that's awesome. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm saving money for people to get me work, right? But you have to figure out what that number is, because maybe that number is $75 for you and you can offer people $50 because you're still saving money. Maybe it's $200 and you can give people a $100 gift card. So figure out that number. What's your advertising? How much do you spend per year in advertising and marketing, which is business cards, which is getting listed online on sites online, any kind of advertising, Facebook ads, any kind of, website, anything like that would be advertising. Get that number and divide it by the number of gigs that is brought in by that advertising. And then figure out a number below that you can pay out to people. Okay, that's awesome, and that'll really help you, because then when you start thinking about things, it is a great thing to know. How much does it cost me to get a gig? So then when you get some money, when you come into some money, and you're like, I have $300, where should I spend this money? You're like, well, I can get this amount of gigs for it. Cool, let's do it. And then you put that money into advertising, and you're good to go. Very important for the business side of it. Look, it seems like to me, if you're listening to this podcast and you listen to this whole entire thing, you want to book more gigs, you want to make more money, you want to do more, right? That's the only reason why you would be listening to this podcast. And so what I want to do is I want to help you. If you want to grow, if you want to do more, I have some awesome DJs on this training program that want more. They want to do more. They want to book more gigs. They want to grow. They're consuming this content. It's helping their business grow. One of the videos on the training program can pay for the whole entire program, right? So that kind of thing is really important. Look, you want to grow. I want to help you. I want to help you do it. I've done it, and I want to help you do it as well. So go check out that free webinar, djtjacademy.com/webinar, or you can just go to the main DJTJ training website and go from there. So the main website is djtjtraining.com. Go there. You'll see it on the front page. You can take a link there. So 100% free. I want to help you out. I want to help you grow. So go check it out. djtjtraining.com. Check back next week for the 20th episode of the Peak Period podcast. If you want to learn more about the Peak Period, check out that training program. It'll teach you a lot. So the two things that I mentioned was the webinar and the cheat sheet, marketing cheat sheet. Both are on the website. So djtjtraining.com. You can go there, check it out, download it ASAP. Check it out. Start consuming this content. Put it into work. It will help you. I guarantee it. All right. So next week, if you're listening on iTunes, please, I really, really would love it if you can subscribe. And just leave a review, leave a rating, that kind of thing. Really, really important. If you're listening on YouTube, go check out the channel, subscribe to the channel, and like this video. I really, really appreciate it. And anywhere else, you can go do that as well. So thank you for checking out the Peak Period podcast. Really, really appreciate it. I want to help you grow, and you're taking the first step to do it. So check out social media, DJTJ Training. DJTJ Training. If you want to hit me personally, it's DJTJ916. DJTJ916, that's my area code. I have it on everything. That's branding. DJTJ Training and DJTJ916. Really, really appreciate you checking it out. And I look forward to jumping on the next podcast next week. Have an awesome week. Book gigs this week. Make money. Negotiate hard. Book more gigs. Talk to you soon.